As you heard from Jonathan Shallett earlier, tonight's awards are all in support of the brilliant work of this charity. Now, we have drawn together an amazing array of auction prizes that we hope will tempt you to donate to this great cause. And throughout the night, we'll be highlighting some of these prizes. But you can access the whole auction via the QR code on your nameplate card, on the tablet that's on your table, and you'll also see them on the screens behind me. Please do dig deep. Now, I'm going to move. As you know, we are celebrating 100 years of the BBC tonight, and with us, we are very, very lucky to have one of the BBC's most famous faces. Well, her bottom half of her face is quite famous. The top half is permanently under a fringe. Would you please welcome the lady, the legend, the fringe, somebody who definitely doesn't suffer from dandruff. It's Claudia Winkleman. Ruined my gag.
Thank you. Stay with me. Yeah, you look absolutely... Can we have a round of applause for Amanda?
Not me.
Thank you. Am I following? No, okay.
No.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute privilege to be here. I've met so many lovely people. Jonathan sweetly said, will you talk about what the BBC means to you? It is, I know this is ridiculous. I have spent 48 hours in Blackpool, so it's quite difficult to do without being emotional. Don't worry, I won't cry. But I could talk about how much I use the BBC today, from the moment we wake up until the moment we sleep. We are watching, listening. I'm online. I could tell you about my favourite shows. I could tell you about the extraordinary people we work with. The props boys on Strictly, by the way, deserve next year, Jonathan. Can we give them an award? They are carrying pretend gazebos, Eiffel Towers. They run in, they run out. But I thought I could best sum it up because of my parents, who, from when I can remember when I was tiny, for them, the BBC was everything. And it was the place where they would always go, where they could rely on. And I remember the first time I was employed by the BBC, and I phoned my dad, and I was crying, and he was crying. I said, I've got a job at the BBC. And he was like, oh, it's all been worthwhile. What is it? I said, I'm doing a 3-part documentary series on BBC Three. He went, stop. What's it called? And I said, Toilets. And it's true, don't watch it, ever. But I'm incredibly grateful to the BBC, and I think we all love it with all our hearts. Thank you again for having me. Thank you to brilliant Jonathan. Let's take a look now at some of the incredible work the BBC has done over the last 100 years.
Everyone.
How about
A full throttle tango.
or
A high-ranking corrupt police officer. With a soft centre.
What about
banger after
Banger.
But there's more to it than that.
the BBC is
A unique experiment.
It's a bridge.
between us.
Kind of a common ground.
The BBC.
There's something that belongs to all of us.
Every one of us.